It's a pleasure for me to welcome you guys in my new episode. By the end of this episode, you will become better at understanding tags and elements in HTML. I decided to spend one more tutorial on HTML before moving on to styles with CSS because I think that it is essentially for you right now to grasp that idea that in HTML you have elements. In other words, you have DOM. So let's start with headings. There is such an element in HTML called heading, and that heading has nothing to do with this heading. Let me remember you one more time. This heading is used for the meta information. In this heading, you put links to metadata you need in your body, in your HTML, and so on. In these headings, you link style sheets, you link JavaScript to your HTML, which we will do later on in the next tutorials. Okay, so in these headings you configure chart sets, you configure the title for your web page, and so on. That is what this head is for. It should always go between HTML and body tags. Okay, let's call this just tutorial. Okay, save the file. So today I'm gonna talk about the H tags, which is heading, which stands for heading. So let me show you. We can have H1, we can have H2, and we can have such things up to H6. For the demonstration purposes, let's just fill it with some test data. For example, here is H1. Just copy, paste, and type. Here is H2 and here is H6. And I think that we will need here is H4. I mean, save the page and preview the page. So what we can see now, let's wait. What we can see now is that H1 represents big text, H2 represents smaller text, Oh, I'm sorry, I just put H4, but I didn't put actually H4 in element, so save again, refresh the page. So as you can see, as we move forward from 1 to 6, our headings become smaller and smaller. Okay, so after watching this, you might think, oh, I will use always, when I want to make my text bigger or smaller, I will use always heading. And guys, you're wrong here. I'm sorry to tell you that. And why you're wrong? Because what headings, I mean these headings, not this head, of course, okay? What these headings are used for is for web engines to parse your pages and to pick important information in your pages. And you should not rely on these headings as a styling, okay? It's just info. Of course, if it is important info on your page, it is like if it is a title of your page, it should be bigger in size. So you can expect that it will just be like highlighted on your page, okay, when you put H1. But you shouldn't expect any styling from it. It is not for styling. It is for web engines. Okay, guys. I hope you got it. So basically, that is almost everything on H tags. Maybe I should tell you something else. So there is such thing called HR, and it's just an interesting thing when you put it. I believe in this way. Save the page. When we put this element, what we will be presented with is we will be presented with a break line for H tags. Okay. So my next example of elements is paragraph. Let's delete everything here and put a paragraph. So we have a plain paragraph here. I'm sorry, I'm bad at pronouncing words. So paragraph. Okay. So now we can have a paragraph consisting of multiple lines. Let me show you these. Multiple lines. And if I will put it on multiple lines, by the way, I believe we can style the code. So, okay. So if we put it on multiple lines, Another thing we have is we have a pre-element. So let's put multiple lines here once more. And maybe one more thing I will show you is BR, which stands for break. Save the page again, refresh it, and let's cover what is displayed in here. Oh, I'm sorry, for some reasons BR doesn't want to display. I believe we should put it here. Oh, BR actually works, but demonstrate its usage, let's put here BR and save page again, refresh it. Okay, and this one more thing. Wait guys, I will explain just in a moment everything I'm doing here. Okay, so let's start with the first line. It's a plain paragraph. We use P to just denote structurally that we are using a paragraph. And here you can see it's just a plain paragraph. The next paragraph I use it to show you that HTML actually deletes all the blanks, all the spaces in between those paragraph texts. So you should not expect by putting multiple lines that you will get actually multiple lines. You are getting only one line. I'm sorry to disappoint you guys, but that is the case, okay? Then I showed you two plain paragraphs to so that you notice it, that you can use a break element which will just insert a space between your first paragraph and your next paragraph. And you can see it, yeah? So here we have a paragraph, we have a break, and we have a paragraph. That is why our two paragraphs are away from each other, but here, between those two, we do not have break. That is why they're closer to each other, okay? And the last cherry on our pie is a pre-element. What pre-element allows us to do is it allows us to create multiple lines and preserve blank spaces, preserve new line symbols at the same time, okay? And you can see here, it doesn't move it to one line as with paragraph over here, but actually it preserves the structure of the text. So in programming, actually when you click enter and go to a new line, a new symbol is inserted here, which is called a new line symbol. Sometimes you can see it written like this in programming languages. And what this symbol does is it goes to the next line, and basically pre just saves this symbol. Okay guys, so we are done for today, I think. Yeah, we are done. We are definitely done. So in the next video we are going to look at styles. I think that is exactly time for us to start working with CSS. Thank you guys for watching. Leave comments, ask everything which wasn't clear for you. I will explain it as good as I can. See you. Bye bye.